Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're talking and breaking down celebrity skincare. Every celebrity on the planet now has their own skincare line, but we need to work out, are any of them actually worth the splurge? Which are the ones that are properly formulated, fairly priced, and actually have had involvement from that celebrity? And which are the ones that are the plain old cash grab? We're going to break it down. Celebrity skincare has exploded in the past couple of years. Do you remember back 10 years ago when it was all about the fragrance? Every celebrity from A-list through to Z-list had their own fragrance. You couldn't walk down the street without getting a waft of Britney Spears' Fantasy. Well, that's gone. Nobody's really onto the celebrity fragrance market anymore. It's all about skincare. So we're going to break it down with some of the most popular celebrity skincare lines and work out whether any of them are actually worth the splurge. I was going to do this video using Tear Maker. You guys know how much I love Tear Maker. But I did notice on Hiram's channel, he did a similar thing using Tear Maker. And I was like, no, we don't want to copycat. So we're going to make it totally simple. We're going to do hot or rot. Are these companies worth spending your money on? Or are they ones to totally avoid? No grey area, no gradient, just hot or rot. So let's jump straight on in. And I really want to start with, I think, the recent launch which really captured everyone's imagination, which was Honest Beauty. They've had a beauty product cosmetic line for quite some time, but their skincare launches have been quite recent. This, of course, is the skincare line by Jessica Alba, and it's really focusing down on that clean beauty ethos, taking out some of the nasties, the ingredients we don't want in our products, and really focusing down on giving you the best products without some of those nasties added in. I was skeptical. I'm not going to lie. I was totally skeptical because I'm not a huge fan of clean beauty. I don't think it has a specific definition, which means it can really just be a marketing gump that somebody puts on the front of a product to kind of encourage you to buy it. There's no real substance behind it for a lot of the time. However, with Jessica Alba, she has a website which is very clear about what clean beauty and clean skincare means to her. So you can hop over there and you can check everything out and know exactly what you're buying. And that's a huge tick in the box for me. I also tried some of their products and I really like them. They do like a calming mist, which is so great to keep in the fridge. Give yourself a little spritz on a morning if you're feeling a little bit red, maybe a bit puffy in the skin. It'll really help take that down and just a really great way to start your skincare routine. The whole line's cruelty free, which I love. Jessica Alba has clearly been very involved in this. She promotes it on her own Instagram and her YouTube channel, and you can tell how passionate she is about the products. This is not a cash grab. This is a well-formulated product line. And if I was going to suggest, if you want to dip your toes into this, that mist, which I'll leave a link to below because it's definitely worth trying out. And they also do like a sponge to take off your makeup, or to take off your cleanser. So good. It's got a very light texture to it, and so it's a really good thing if you want to get an element of manual exfoliation as you're taking off your cleanser. This is a really good alternative to a traditional flannel or muslin cloth, easier to wash, and it's just really good. The whole line's quite well priced, so this is getting a hot from me. Now we're coming on to Fenty Skin by Rihanna. Everything Rihanna touches turns to gold. She just has to put her name on it and it sells out like that. This was no exception. When Fenty Skin launched, it blew the industry away and it was sold out for months. I actually think this has got quite a lot of Rihanna's stamp all over it. You can tell with this skincare line that it really does have her stamp on it, and she's been involved in the formulation of the products, the packaging from start to finish, which I really like. You know, if we're going to spend our money on these celebrity products, I think this celebrity has to really be involved to justify it, and you can tell that throughout this product. She got red for a lot of these products, which I think was a little bit unfair. A lot of people said it was quite basic, maybe a bit pedestrian. It wasn't adding anything new. She launched with 3 products. I think they've now got a couple of masks on top of that. And people are quite, I think, dismissive of the whole launch as a whole. I think that's a total shame. I actually really liked this product line. I liked the fact that she had a toner that had more like a jelly consistency. So I think she called it her fat water, but it was just that. It was a toner, but with a bit more viscosity to it, which was something a little bit unique. She had a really nice sunscreen. I always applaud brands which launch with a sunscreen, and the fact that Rihanna, an international celebrity, she's like the top tier of A-list, is promoting sunscreen use, fully on board with that. And it had a really innovative pump, which I really liked. It was a chemical sunscreen, so it was inclusive. It would work for all skin tones, which was a really nice feature and really in keeping with the Fenty brand in general. And I actually really didn't mind this. Yes, it had an overwhelming fragrance. Like, it smelled so much. I think it was some sort of Barbadian cherry tree or something. But again, harking back to her heritage as a proud Bayesian woman. So I think this actually is a really great line. I think if you don't like your products over fragrance, it's a firm pass. But I think for a starter set, 3 products is a really great place to start with the skincare line. This is getting a hot from me. Now we're going to come on to Jlo Beauty, which I think is the biggest launch in terms of celebrity skincare recently and has been all over the net. It's gold, it's luxurious, it's bougie looking. It's kind of everything you expect from Jlo. Extra, luxury, living your best life, and of course, that gold bronzed goddess look. Jlo has fantastic skin. You know, she has a gorgeous complexion. There's loads of pictures out there for doing makeup free, filter free, so you can check that out for yourself. So I think doing a skincare line seems like a natural progression from her really successful fragrance brand. However, this wasn't it. This just wasn't it. So everything is based around the ethos of olive oil is amazing for your skin. I don't have an issue with olive oil when it's formulated within products because it's very different than just slapping, you know, virgin olive oil from the kitchen onto your face. I don't really have a problem with it in cosmetics and in products, but I do find it a little bit clogging for the skin. So I'll call that out for the start. This is just overpriced tut. I hate to say that because I do think she's probably put quite a lot of effort into this line. It just, none of it really, I don't think, adds any meaningful value to the skincare market. Olive oil is fine, and I'm not going to read her for that. Just the price point is ridiculous. And she made a whole thing when she launched it about being Botox free. I've never used Botox. It's not for me. I'm not a Botox queen. I think, well, that's great. Most of us don't use Botox, but this isn't the reason your face looks that gorgeous. Genetics, having a facialist on hand, being able to afford really good skincare all your life, you know, or since, you know, you've hit the market with your music, I think, you know, is all playing to that. So the idea that this is the reason that her skin is so gorgeous, a little bit on the misleading side, and also at that price point. So she made a big thing about saying she grew up in, you know, one of the less affluent neighborhoods of New York, and that she didn't have much as a child, and so she wanted a line to be accessible so people could enjoy skincare, which is something she couldn't do when she was younger. Great, fully on board with that motto. And then you charge £100 for a serum. No. Affordable, Jlo love, is not $100, £100. Affordable is, you know, $6.50. So I think she's maybe a little bit misguided if she thinks that anything in this line is affordable and accessible to the mass market. It's just not. And it all left at me a bit cringe. So this is our first rot. Now, whatever happened to Paris Hilton? Paris Hilton was the it girl, the A-list celebrity. Like in the 90s and early, actually I think she was noughties, everyone went mad for Paris Hilton. She had TV shows, endorsements, products galore, and she was a really powerful businesswoman. When she launched her own D.N.A skincare range, a lot of people came after it and allowed their dislike of Paris Hilton to kind of cloud their vision on and their judgment on the product, which I don't think is fair. We should always be unbiased. So I took a look at it. The products themselves are actually really good, really well formulated. Unlike a lot of these celebrity skincare, there's no fragrance to it. So most celebrity skincare products have a load of fragrance in. That's their unique selling point. This one doesn't. It's just got great products, it's great formulations and really nice ingredients. I am going to give it a hot, only because, so I do, you know, Paris Hilton's saying was that's hot. So obviously I'm going to have to say this is hot. But that was the worst Paris Hilton impression ever as well. Just don't read me for that. But the price point is kind of in the Jlo sphere as well. I think the most expensive price is like £100. So it's slightly cheaper than some of the Jlo products, but not by much. However, I'm letting her have the hot because it's well formulated and she never claimed it was accessible. She never said this was mass market and accessible. So at least she wasn't being quite that hypocritical. So yeah, I actually really like this. This is a hot. Do I buy it every day? No. But actually, as celebrity skincare goes, this is really well formulated. Now, another celebrity, which I guess we should lead on to from this, which a lot of people were determined to hate the products from the start because of who the celebrity was Melania Trump's skincare line. So Melania introduced her skincare line, which I think has now been discontinued, but I will double check on that. She launched her own skincare line. She has gorgeous skin from what I can see in the pictures, but people came hard for it when it launched because they were determined. I got a sense that they were determined not to like it because of who she was, rather than, again, judging the products on, you know, on their own merit. However, when you judge the products, this is a firm rot. This was terrible. This is a really good example of how adding what we perceive as expensive ingredients into products, even just tiny amounts, to then justify a higher price tag doesn't improve the quality of the formulation. So this is all about caviar. We all know caviar. It's a luxury food item. You think money when you say caviar, you expect it to be expensive. So you put a minute amount of caviar in your skincare and then you could sell it as caviar infused and everyone's happy to pay like $200 for the product. It's actually a load of rubbish. Caviar adds nothing, nada, zero to your skincare benefits to your skincare products. So it's just there to really upsell the product. It's not worth it. None of the products were, in my view, actually worth the price that they were trying to charge. So this was a little bit of a shame. In a way, I kind of wanted to like it as a backlash to all the people that just were determined to hate the products based on who created them. But this, I don't think she had a hand in creating any of this. I don't see that from the branding and the marketing. I also don't think it's a particularly good skincare line. I think it's been discontinued, and that's probably good because this is a firm rot. Now let's move on to a brand that's a little bit on the controversial side. Controversial because I actually really liked it and everybody else seemed to read it to filth, and that's Kylie Skin. Now, when this first launched, everyone fixated on that walnut scrub and said because she launched a walnut scrub, which, okay, it's not a good product. You shouldn't be scrubbing your face with walnuts, broken down walnut shells. I get that. But one product, bad product, doesn't distract from the whole line and mean the whole line's rubbish. And all brands, even the most cult favourite brands of mine, such as Neod, have those products that I just don't like particularly much. And so I do think that everybody jumped on the bandwagon hating this just based on that one walnut scrub. But actually, the foaming cleanser was fine if you have oily skin. It was a bit drying if you had dry skin. She's now got sunscreen, which again, I love these brands which are targeting like the younger generations and promoting sunscreen use, which I'm all in favour of. The whole line's on the pricey side, but it's not too bad. And she listened to consumer feedback and removed a lot of the fragrance from her recent launches, which have been around acne fighting products, which I found to be actually reasonably well formulated. So whilst I don't think this is the best skincare line ever, and I don't think you all need to buy it, it's a must have, I think the idea that everyone came out and said they hated it was half because they didn't like her as a person. And again, going back to the original point, don't let that cloud your judgment of the products, but also because of that walnut scrub. And everyone fixated on how bad that walnut scrub was and therefore assumed that all the other products have to be bad too. And they weren't. They were fine. I'm going to give this whole brand I said there'd be no grey areas, so I'm going to give it a hot because I don't want to give it a rot because it's not that bad. But for me, it's on the lower end of hot. It's the coolest hot you can get, but it's really actually not that bad. Now let's take a quick look at Josie Maran. I'm going to cover this one really quickly because I've only tried one product from them, which is their tinted SPF moisturiser, which I actually featured in my tried, tested and verified favourite moisturisers video, which I'll leave a link to up there if you want to check that out. I loved this moisturiser. It was hydrating. It was like give a light BB cream kind of coverage and was a tried and tested verified SPF. So it's like win, and I loved it. I looked at some of the other products which aren't easily accessible here in the UK where I'm based, so I haven't been able to try them, and they all look really good. Josie Maran, I assume, is a celebrity who is bigger in other areas of the country. She's not that big here in the UK, but across the world, I think she's got quite a big modelling and acting career. This is a gorgeously formulated skincare line. So many really great products. The price point is a little bit up there. It's sort of like what I call, it's not high end, but it's sort of middle of the road with a little few extra coin added on. It's worth it though because that sunscreen alone is one of my holy grail go-tos. So it's definitely worth it. The price point justifies some of the great formulation. So this is coming in as a hot. Now, to end the video, unfortunately, I'm ending on two rots, and I don't want to end on a negative. I kind of started on the positive with some of the great brands. I don't want to end on a negative, but two that I do want to call out. We have Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop. Now, Gwyneth Paltrow has her stance and her cult followers. It seems like she's created this whole industry around her and around the Goop brand, and people love it, and they buy anything from the Goop brand. I actually tried some things. I thought their exfoliating peels were good. I thought some of their moisturizers were okay. So it's definitely not a line which is totally bad, but the price point. I mean, the price point is just so outrageously up there. I don't think any of the products justify that outrageous price point. So for me, this is a rot. But actually, some of the products aren't too bad, and Gwyneth herself, I know, is a polarizing character, but I say look at the products themselves. They're not that bad. I just don't know where they get off charging that high price point. It's just not worth it. You shouldn't be paying that much for what are okay products. Finally, we're going to come on to Florence by Mills, which I think is the skincare line by Millie Bobby Brown. I didn't know much about her. It's sold in Boots here in the UK, which is why I focused on it and tried some of their products, because it is sold in Boots here in the UK, so I think it's quite accessible. It's a low price point for compared to other skincare lines by celebrities. I think that's because she's very much targeting the teen market and the early 20s market, which is great because getting people into skincare young is a really good thing. Not a fan of any of these products. I didn't really like the packaging, which isn't the be all and end all, but it didn't attract me, but then I'm not its demographic. I thought it was all formulated okay, but actually there's so many more affordable and better formulated products out there. I like the idea of getting teens into skincare because it's never too young to start your skincare routine. But I just think there's better products out there, and it sits next to the Inculist in the Boots stores here in the UK. I'm just like, just walk over to the Inculist, where actually you'll get better quality products and they'll be cheaper. Like just make a few steps to the left and you'll be fine. So for me, this was a firm pass and comes in the rock category. But you know, again, credit for a young entrepreneur coming out with her own skincare line, which isn't terrible. It just, I think, is not delivering as much as it could, and the price point is a little bit up there again for the formulations. So there you have it, guys. I was actually super impressed when I looked back at this video, because for me, I thought all celebrity skincare was a bit it comes with that connotation of you're buying into the person, not the quality of the products. But I was actually pleasantly surprised. Some of these really do score highly. There's a couple others that I want to try. Pharrell Williams has a new skincare line, which I want to try because people are raving about that. Everyone's gone mad for Serena Williams's sunscreens, her new sunscreens. I think it's called 11 by Serena Williams. So I do want to try those as well, but I haven't got my hands on them yet here in the UK. But overall, I think actually there is some value to celebrity skincare. You just always need to be mindful you are paying a little bit of a premium for the name being on the product. That's not always a bad thing, and anything celebrities can do to get people into skincare is always a good thing. Maybe for us, you know, the sort of people that watch this channel tend to be a little bit more on the skincare fan side. We've probably done our own assessment, and these brands might not fit really well into any of our skincare routines because there's cheaper alternatives available. But I do think we shouldn't write off the whole celebrity skincare industry as rot. Some of them are actually quite good, and we shouldn't always allow our judgments on the celebrities themselves to cloud our opinions of the product. Let me know if you've tried any of these products, if you're going to try any of these products, or if you're just total no-go when it comes to celebrity skincare. I would love to know. So leave me a comment below, and wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.